What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Aeron. This is the Wrestle Plug YouTube channel, and it's time to review WWE Smackdown from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Let's do it to it. I've been buzzing for weeks about the idea of WWE back in Puerto Rico, not just because it's awesome for the Latin community and because that general fan base is super starved of good wrestling, but also because I remember what it was like when they had pay-per-views back here, especially that one New Year's resolution. There was just a real vibe about everything going on, you know? It just felt like there was a certain energy, and the Puerto Rican fans have an extraordinary history, a storied history of being super passionate, super fiery, typical Latinos, man. All that fire, all that passion, and I was hoping it would translate to a very, very good weekend of wrestling. And I'll tell you what, we got off to a good start with SmackDown. I'm feeling very positive about this show. No surprises for guessing where WWE SmackDown starts. It is, of course, with its Latin heritage, Rey Mysterio and the Latino World Order, because, of course, the big one for Zelina Vega, she challenges Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship tonight, if you're watching this, because this is dropping obviously Saturday early on. Very smart rolling Rey Mysterio out. He's an absolute Latino icon when it comes to professional wrestling, and actually crosses over quite nicely, just as Bad Bunny does, who of course we see later on in the evening. And he hypes the fact that, you know, the Latino World Order's in the house. He hypes the fact that Dominic Mysterio is essentially a little bitch, and of course hypes up Zelina Vega and her opportunity to capture the Women's Championship. This then brings out the Judgment Day minus Damian Priest, and I'm sitting there thinking, interesting. Is Damian Priest going to be over or not? Because obviously this is his territory, as it is Bad Bunny's, and somewhat in many ways the LWO. There's so many great Latin pieces at play here, and this opening promo was just fire. And I'll tell you what made it fire: the crowd. This is when you realise, holy fucking shit, if WWE ran just buildings where all the fans are super passionate instead of, like, I don't know, bumfuck Tennessee, where the fans don't seem to give a shit half the time, you would get such a better product. The fans truly do make the product what it is. This opening promo segment was fire. Beautiful that they were speaking in Latin. It was beautiful that they were speaking Spanish, of course, Latin American, really catering towards that audience. And why not? I'm sure there's a load of people on, on the socials right now, especially Americans, going, "Hey, why aren't they speaking English? God damn it, that's America, you understand me?" It's an international product, and it was so cool to see international flair, because there's not enough of that. Great opening promo segment, builds towards the main event, which is a mixed tag team match, which we kind of figured we were going to get. Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio and Zelina Vega. Mwah. The perfect main event for the perfect crowd in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The OC, and of course, most importantly, AJ Styles, are back on SmackDown. And following on from last week, where they essentially demolished the Viking Raiders of Valhalla, we have a straight tag team match. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows versus the Viking Raiders, and of course, Valhalla's at ringside, as is AJ Styles, who, by the way, absolutely smashed it on comms. And Mi Chim, just call him Mia Yim. I don't get the Mi Chim thing. Okay, maybe it's just culturally over my head. Maybe Mia Yim's happy with it, but I just like the name Mia Yim. But I understand it as well, because even AJ Styles on commentaries like Mi Chin, Mia Yim, whatever you want to call her, and it's like, mate, even you don't buy the gimmick. But AJ Styles was super entertaining on the announce position, and we forget just how good he is on the mic, because we're so used to him being the indie-rific megastar who can do all these crazy athletic maneuvers. But he's actually become a truly world-class sports entertainer. Great on the stick, great in the ring. He's got all the tools, and it's great to see him back on SmackDown, of course. The OC picks up the win. Decent enough match, nothing spectacular, but good enough. Interesting to see where the tag team division goes, because of course the Undisputed Tag Team titles are on Raw, not SmackDown, courtesy of the draft. And of course, don't forget, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we have a two-part review of the draft, first part and second part separately. So if you want to check those out on the YouTube channel, that'd be awesome. And don't forget to give the channel a little cheeky like or subscribe if you like the content. If you don't like it, that's cool. Thumbs down. See you later. All the more power to you. Match is fine, and as you would expect, the OC sends the Viking Raiders packing. So they go to Raw, looking like bitches. Could be a slippery slope for those guys. Shame, really, because I quite like them and they're fantastic in-ring, but feels like the whole Viking Raiders thing probably would have been more over 20, 25 years ago than it is now. Bianca Belair comes out to cut a promo and set the tone for a match with Io Sky. Had no problem with this, thought it was great. She hypes up the fact that, you know, this is where I kind of helped build my reputation here in Puerto Rico. She's interrupted by Bayley and Damage Control and Ding Dong, hello, a little bit back and forth. Numbers game, attack them, and then here comes my bae, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and I have to say, had a little bit of a chuckle because they kind of come running like the Running Man, like whoa, like just the fakest looking running ever. Like, man, if I ran like that on a treadmill in the gym, people would look at me like crazy. And I hear a lot of you saying, Aeron Nix in the gym, in the treadmill. Yes, I get it. It's a very rare occurrence, and it's my man today's. But it does happen from time to time, and if I ran like that, I'd certainly get some funny looks. Of course, the faces send them packing, 3-on-3. I thought, are we going to have a trios match? Nah, can't be asked. Just a little moment for the faces to be like, yo, see you tomorrow night, bitch. I think Bianca Belair versus Io Sky is going to absolutely slap. And let's not forget, of course, if Bianca Belair wins, which she's probably going to, she becomes the all-time longest women's champion in the modern era. It's a little bit blurred, isn't it, ultimately, because nobody's ever going to beat Fabulous Moolah, because how long did she hold the WWE Women's Championship for? I don't know, 25 years? Also, fuck the Fabulous Moolah. Not in that way. Not good.
I got carjacked last week, too. Easy, girl. Let the Parkinsons do the work.
Street Profits are in the house to remind everyone in Smackdown land what they do best, which is fucking entertain. They're so over from the get-go. They come out, they go through the crowd, just the simple things, that, and the fucking crowd are losing their minds, and it's just so good, and it reminds you, wow, both of these guys are megastars, especially Montez Ford. But I don't want them to split up because I worry that one of them might suffer without the other, and they just feel beautiful as a pairing. The chemistry's fantastic, and they faced Imperium, and immediately I was like, oh, Imperium, meaty, oh, European, sir, versus naughty African Americans who are fucking amazing at wrestling. Oh, suits you, sir.
Lady you were out with last night, sir. Did she want it, sir? Oh, suits you, sir. Oh.
This was fucking great, as you'd expect. A little bit short, though. Would love to see these guys go 15-20 minutes. Just let it all hang out NXT style. Hopefully we're going to see that one day down the line. But we won't be seeing it for a while because Imperium are sent packing. They're off to roll with Gunther. They do feel like jobbers. It's a shame because I really like Ludwig Kaiser especially. Feel like he's got amazing mic presence, incredible body of work. Just feels like he could genuinely be the total package. But all the while that he's in Gunther's shadow, he's not really going anywhere. And it's a shame because they need credible tag teams, especially on Raw with the Undisputed Tag Team Champions over there. But so many great tag teams, including Pretty Deadly, who got drafted to SmackDown, heading over to the Blue brand. So hopefully Imperium are going to have more luck on the Raw brand because I feel like they deserve it. But hey, great exhibition of what the Street Profits can do. And that 5-star frog splash is mwah. Cody Rhodes comes out to cut a promo. I don't really need to say anything else at this point. I love the fact that he spoke Spanish and he came out and said, you know, what do you want to talk about? And then just hypes up this fantastic matchup he's got with Brock Lesnar. He really does feel like the big megastar in the company right now. And the funny thing is, I keep hearing people online, particularly on Dirt Sheet, saying WWE doesn't have any stars other than Roman Reigns. That's not fucking true. That's just bullshit. Brock Lesnar, massive star, massive presence. Cody Rhodes feels like a huge star. Seth Rollins, already a well-established, brilliant star. Austin Theory, well on his way to being a megastar. There's plenty of people here who can fill the gap and who can sit on a marquee. Alright, maybe it's not Stone Cold and The Undertaker just yet, but this is an entirely different age of wrestling, and honestly, I feel like all of these people have the potential, if not already are at the potential level of being megastars. Cody Rhodes is over. Did you hear the audience? Do you hear the audience every week? If you don't think Cody Rhodes is a megastar, that's fine, but ultimately, you're just fucking wrong. Is what you are. It's a great promo, and of course we're super hyped, and we saw a little hype package as well for Brock versus Cody. This feels like a big deal, and I'm assuming this is going to be the main event, but I'll tell you what, it's not the only match that I'm fucking stoked for, but it is definitely the one at the top of the bill. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Karrion Kross. Talk about two people who should be megastars but aren't. Shinsuke Nakamura, for me, has a lot of the tools, but not enough. Doesn't feel like a sports entertainer. It just feels still like the wrestler. And people are going to say, you don't like wrestlers. Of course I fucking love wrestlers, idiot. I work on a British independent scene week in, week out. But this is WWE. We don't watch it because we want to see the best athleticism, although we do get to see a lot of that. We watch it because we want the storylines, we want the promotion, we want everything all in one. We want the whole entertainment package, not just a bunch of gimps flipping around looking at you, young bucks. And the bottom line is Shinsuke Nakamura has not ticked the box. And I tell you what, neither is Karrion Kross. And he's got Scarlett and he's got the entrance. And it feels like very sports entertaining. You think, yeah, this guy is going to be fucking awesome. He's got all the tools. I'm loving the aura. I'm loving the feel. And then he gets in the ring and you think, huh, it's a bit boring. which is a real shame because I love Karrion Kross, particularly in Impact. It just doesn't work here. The product isn't edgy enough for him, and on the flip side, Shinsuke Nakamura, it's not indie-rific enough. Shinsuke Nakamura, for me, will always be the guy who topped out on his first night in the company when he faced Sami Zayn in that incredible match. What was it, NXT TakeOver Dallas? Utterly mind-blowing. And ever since then, he's not got close. And this is a guy who faced AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And ultimately, people forget that. And you know why? Because it just actually wasn't that good. Sometimes being a great wrestler and being a world-class technician and worker, which obviously he is, that doesn't translate on this product unless you're able to entertain. Once you get the entrance out of the way and the very simple mannerisms that are a little bit kind of almost like too cliched and stereotypical, dare I say racist to some, you realise there's not actually that much going on. And to be honest, neither of these guys worked a great match. It was a bit clunky, a little bit botchy in places. Maybe it appealed to some people. I know one man's gold is another man's turd in the garden, but for me, I was just like, yeah, I don't really care. And it's a shame because Scarlett has all the tools. Like, she should be the perfect valet, the #1 female valet in wrestling, and instead she's an afterthought, despite the fact she looks insane. I'm not just talking about looks in terms of how hot she is, because obviously she is, but we don't want Karrion Kross ripping our skin off and wearing it on a Sunday afternoon as he takes a leisurely stroll down Nick's Manor. No thank you. But it's that thing of, she's got everything, but it just doesn't click, and I just don't care about either of these people right now, and that's a real shame, because these are two people before they got to WWE who I absolutely fucking loved and was desperate to see in the WWE system. Speaking of people that do work in the WWE system, your main event, the mixed tag team match. We had some backstage shenanigans and stuff, the Usos and Solo Sikoa teasing dissension very quickly. They didn't really give much hype at all, actually, to the six-man tag, which is a surprise because it should feel like a big deal, particularly as a lot of the people involved in it have been the spine of what has kept WWE together for the past year and a half or so, but whatever. But the main event was great. Tag team match, it was everything you wanted it to be. Obviously, it breaks down into a huge schmoz after Rey Mysterio picks up another win against Dominic. I was surprised by that. I thought maybe Dominic's going to sneak a win here because Rey Mysterio doesn't need it. But, mate, Dominic Mysterio has gone from being somebody I thought was an absolute fucking loser that I didn't care about to mega levels of heat and heel, and I fucking love every single moment he's out there. He's dynamic with Rhea Ripley, who is fucking insane, by the way. Right now, one of the best wrestlers, period, in the world. Her cadence, the way she talks, the way she carries herself, utterly spellbinding. A true megastar. Give it a few years and we're going to be talking about Rhea Ripley as one of the greatest of all time. I guarantee it. I mean, that's not really a stretch, is it? All you got to do is watch and see for yourself. But the match was great. And then, of course, the shenanigans afterwards, which were fucking awesome. LWO comes down with Bad Bunny in tow, which is sick. Of course, Damian Priest had appeared out of nowhere finally. I was wondering where the fuck he was. They're laying the boots to Rey Mysterio. And there's that fucking sick image. This is a megastar. And I know a lot of wrestling fans are like, oh, I don't give a shit about Bad Bunny. He's a celebrity. He's a musician. Dude, people watch this guy. Millions upon millions of people watch this guy all the way around the world. They chase him wherever they go. He is literally an icon of music right now, whether we like it or not. I actually quite like his music, to be honest. But it's that thing of, people don't get it. And wrestling fans are such gatekeepers. They're so tribal. And I don't want celebrities coming in. There was a reaction to Stephen Amell, and there's a reaction to whoever the guest host was on Raw. And, I remember Floyd Mayweather getting banging amounts of heat. But the fact of the matter is, if you put these people on your product, the world talks about it, not that tiny little niche. Because what wrestling fans forget is, wrestling is super, super niche. And millions upon millions of people have their eyes on Bad Bunny, and I guarantee you it translates to much more money. And him putting on the LWO shirt, it's two things. First of all, it's very fucking cool because this guy is obviously super passionate about our business, but it's also that merchandise thing of, that's going to shift some fucking t-shirts, that is. All of a sudden, especially the, Puerto Rican one, that's just fucking fly as shit. That's a cool fucking t-shirt. Much better than the other one, actually. Still not sold on the overall arc of the LWO. They just all feel like little lackeys for Rey Mysterio, which is a shame, because I felt like Legado del Fantasma had great legs by itself. But the main event was great, and the image of Bad Bunny obviously whacking Dominic with a cane, and Damian Priest kind of getting out of dodge, teasing it, but obviously not giving us too much of a collision until tonight in their San Juan street fight, which I genuinely think is going to go off. I think that's going to be an absolute sneaky banger. I think it's another chance for another celebrity. And hey, we see what Logan Paul can do. Love him or hate him, he's fucking awesome at what he does. And he's great at getting heat. Bad Bunny is fantastic at being the fucking awesome celebrity face that everyone wants to root for against Damian Priest. And the crowd was so fucking hot for Bad Bunny. And that alone shows exactly the kind of draw he has, particularly in Latin America, which is where his main demographic lies. It's going to be awesome, and I'll tell you what, Backlash tonight is going to fucking go off. Smackdown, 2 dirty thumbs up, as the boys from OSW would say. Absolutely fucking awesome. I really enjoyed it. A few things that, you know, not fantastic. Obviously, it's not 5-star, but it was just a really enjoyable watch. And again, 2 hours instead of 3. I don't want to watch 3 hours of Raw. I want to watch 2 hours of SmackDown. I certainly want to watch 2 hours of SmackDown, looking at how stacked it is since the draft. From myself, Aeron, thank you very much for watching. We got the Backlash pre-show tonight. Make sure you check that out. We have the Backlash review tomorrow. We also have some extra content, including the draft review. So check those out. YouTube channel's really booming, and we have got a shit ton of watch-alongs coming. I know loads of people who messaged me, yo, what happens to all the watch-alongs? Where are they? Don't worry. You got a lot coming. I've been editing like a machine. But like I say, I've been Aeron. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.